Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, y'all? Rob Blackstorm, back again, giving you another video. Y'all know what I do. I take high concepts, high esoteric concepts, and I make them simple. We're going to talk about the full moon in Leo that went from Cancer yesterday, which was Saturday the 8th. That's when it's a Leo tonight, which is the 9th. And we're dealing with Sidereal Astrology. Let's go. All right, y'all. So what we're talking about today is, again, we're talking about this full moon that's currently in Leo as I'm recording this on the 9th of February. And the full moon really started yesterday. It was in Cancer. Cancer, as I've been discussing with y'all over the past couple of days, Cancer is the type of energy that deals with your emotional state. It deals with what's hidden. Cancer is representative of a crab, right? So we know crabs have tough shells, but when you crack those tough shells, it's soft inside. There's soft meat inside those crab shells, right? So there's a tough exterior and a soft interior. So if you know anybody who's a Cancer, right? Like I know a few Cancers, and you'll call them, you say, hey, what's up? How's everything doing? You know, and usually they'll just be like, everything's fine. You know, everything's great. They're spiritual. Everything's wonderful. Everything's magical, you know, but you'll never really get a true sense of what's going on with them unless it's something super traumatic or, you know, super crazy. Then you'll be able to get a deeper understanding of who they are and what they're doing. But the science of this full moon in Cancer is dealing with your inner emotional state. Is dealing with how you handle your emotions, how you're receptive to the emotions of others, and how you plan on plotting to master your own emotions. Now, the mystery school system, the Commission mystery school system, this was basically what they did. The whole science of it was about mastering your animal nature. We all have an animal within. We are literally gods in animal skin. We're gods in the flesh, right? And if you know the science of the Sphinx was all about a male head and the body of a lion. And it symbolizes man suppressing his lower nature, right? And it also goes to the sarcophaguses with the pharaohs holding the crook and the flail. And we'll get into that in another video very soon. That's going to be something I'm going to deep dive in the Kemetic or the Egyptian crook and flail. But when we come to emotions and when we come to dealing with our emotions and our inner self, this type of full moon has brought out that energy. A lot of people are going to be getting in touch with their feelings. They're going to be getting in touch with their emotions. But most importantly, especially with the new moon going into, or sorry, the full moon going into Leo today, we're going to be getting into how to express those emotions. So you're going to see children that are going to be rising up against their parents. They're going to be trying to express who they really are. That Leo energy, that lion energy, that king of the jungle energy, that aggressive energy. They're going to want to express who they are. They're going to want to let you know, I'm the boss. They're going to want to let you know I'm an adult, even though they might be 10, 12, 15, 14, 16, right? They're going to try to express who they think they really are, or who they are actually at the stage of life that they're in. They're going to be expressing that. Your children. Also, if you're in relationships, people are going to be standing up for themselves, right? People that are in emotionally abusive relationships, they're going to start standing up for themselves. They're going to start realizing that they are valuable. They're going to start, because yesterday was a tap-in day. Even if you're not in tune, you're still subject to the influences of the moon. Even if you're totally ignorant to everything that I'm talking about, you're still influenced by the influences of the full moon and the influence of the planetary energy around us. They all have effects on our bodies. Again, the full moon pulls the tides from the water. So the full moon is also pulling from the tides of the waters that are in your body, because we're made of 73% water. So we're mostly made of water. The planet Earth is mostly made of water. It's also 73% water. So us and the Earth have a divine and unique connection. Dealing with this Leo energy that we're in, and especially over the next coming days, you're going to see also in politics, People standing up, people stepping up and becoming themselves, people asserting themselves, people making themselves known. You'll see a lot of people step out and start creating new things, start building new businesses, start implementing new things to move forward for this year, for 2020 and beyond. That's the type of time and the type of energy that we're on. And again, even if you're not conscious of it, that's the type of energy that will be around. Now, the flip side of the full moon in Leo is also, if the lion is a cowardly lion, like the one we saw in The Wizard of Oz, right? He was a cowardly lion. And Wizard of Oz is really a movie about enlightenment, different stages of enlightenment. And the Tin Man and the cowardly lion and the straw man were all representatives of spiritual development in the person. And Dorothy was just representative of the higher self that is seeking. The yellow brick road is basically the road of the solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra is yellow. So it's the road of the solar plexus chakra. And if you don't know, the solar plexus chakra is basically the chakra that guides your physical body. The lower tier of chakras are the chakras that deal with your physical self, and the higher tiers of chakras, which is from the throat up, deal with the higher self, right? And this is the ladder that we have to climb in order to ascend spiritually, right? And this is all of us universally. This is the ladder that we have to climb if we want to master ourselves and if we want to master our minds. But a cowardly lion is a lion that will mostly, and if you even look at the Wizard of Oz, like, he was very pompous, right? He was a guy that, would crack jokes and would be very, he was a lion that was cool to be around until there was trouble. Until there was trouble, then he was a coward. But other than that, he had all the lion qualities. He would dance around. He would show his mane. He was very charming, right? But when trouble came, he wasn't prepared for it. And that's also the same way a narcissist is. A narcissist, which would be the reverse energy of this Leo energy, or riding the wave in a negative manner, there's going to be people that are going to be lying to you. They're going to be people that are going to mislead you. They're going to be people that are very assertive. Again, they're coming out their inner self, that the cancer energy from yesterday and the past few days is going to start coming out over the next few days. So whatever your inner self is, whoever the real you is going to start literally blurting out. It's going to start spilling out into the streets, spilling out into the environment, spilling out of your mouth, spilling out of your actions. You're not going to be able to really control it. It's going to have and you should be able to feel the full moon. Honestly, you should feel this full moon energy today. If you know what's going on, you should feel this full moon energy. It's very tangible. It's tangible. Like, literally, I've been feeling it the last couple of days, heavy, all week heavy. So the same way that you feel it is the same way that it will be expressed. So whoever you really are and whoever you are trying to become will become evident. So if you are a narcissist, if you're a person who doesn't take responsibility for anything, if you're a person who doesn't take accountability for anything, if you're a person who uses people, who basically vamps energy in order to build yourself up, and these are people that are bullies, these are people that are always joking on people, these are people that are always has something negative to say about things, those things will ramp up. Those are the elements of someone who is a coward, and those are the elements of the cowardly lion. So we don't want to flow on that wavelength of this full moon in Leo. We want to flow on the wavelength where we're being courageous and bold in expressing our true selves, but as what we want to develop our true selves to the point where we are expressing our godhood. What the whole goal of this spiritual path is to suppress the animal within. Again, as I began with this, what I said was we are gods in animal flesh. This flesh, this animal skin that we're on, is very similar to any other mammal out there. I think the closest that we are is to what they say, gorillas. Not even monkeys, but gorillas. And there's other intelligent animals out there. Like, I was watching a video that my sister showed me the other day with an Alaskan husky, like literally crying for the owner passed away, and the husky was crying on the owner's gravestone, like lip shaking, tears flowing from the dog. You know, I was shocked. I didn't know dogs could do that, but this dog was crying and weeping because the owner died. That's a level of intelligence that's there. So that animal does have its place, but animals that are terrestrial animals, they're running off a program that the divine created, that Ma'at, or the law and order of the universe, has created. So animals don't stray from their law and order. A cat's going to be a cat, right? A cat's not going to act like a mouse. A cat's not going to act like a bear, right? A bear is not going to act like an eagle. An eagle's not going to act like a fish. So everyone has their designated expression in the universe. So we have to figure out what our expression is, and we have to figure out what we're going to tap into and what we want to become from 2020 and beyond. This is a very critical year. 2 + 2 = 4, right? I go off the numerology from the nation of gods and earths. I don't follow the regular numerology. I go off the numerology of the 5% nation of gods and earths. So that's how I do supreme mathematics, when I add things up, and it always makes sense to me. And it's very similar to regular numerology anyway. But if you add those two numbers, 2 + 2 = 4, right? If you follow my videos, I've said this before. This is a foundational year. 4 is culture, freedom. That's the science. Culture, freedom. So what is your culture? What is your way of life? How is it leading you to your freedom? What type of things do you take in? What type of things are you engaged in? What type of things do you feed yourself on a day-to-day basis? Not just physically, right? Because physical food is important. But mental food is more important than physical food, because the mental food that you feed yourself will allow you to get the rationalization and get the ideation that you should be eating physically better, right? That you should be drinking more water, that you should be eating vegetables, that you should be getting vitamins if you need, or any supplements that you may need, taking black seed oil, eating blueberries, right? If you're a man, eating pumpkin seeds for sexual vitality, eating sunflower seeds for sexual vitality, right? Little jewel there. And all these things that edify the physical body, because we have to remember this is a house, right? When you used to go to church, you didn't want to go to a church that was fucked up. You didn't want to go to a church that looked crappy on the inside, where the pews were dirty, where the organ didn't play right? The organ played, keys were off because the organ was dirty, and maybe the one leg was leaning, right? The preacher looked dirty and, unkept and unclean. You don't want to go to a church like that. So, but maybe the outside of the church looked beautiful, right? But the inside of the church was rotten. So you don't want to go to a church like that. You want to go to a church that when you step inside, you feel like, quote unquote, the glory of the Lord is in there, right? That's the energy that you wanted, even if you don't, you don't mess with Jesus now and everything like that. I understand that. But that's another thing we're going to talk about too, that I got in the clip. Because a lot of y'all are scared to death still of Jesus Christ. A lot of y'all are still scared of white Jesus. Even though y'all left the church, even though y'all have no longer really engaged in the Bible, unless you're doing spell work or something like that. Good book for if you do spell work and you do work with the Bible, is The Power of the Psalms. And if you're on this channel, know that I deal with occult science as well when I'm speaking about spirituality. So it's not just, it's the esoteric, it's not just the general, reading that you're going to get from anyone else. But tapping into the Psalms, or you don't even touch the Bible, right? It's the white man's book, right? Or it's evil, it's fucked up. You don't want to deal with it anymore. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to remember that Jesus came from another culture. Jesus is Haru. Jesus is Krishna. There's 16 crucified saviors. You could get that book. I posted it on my Facebook page. But again, going back to this energy that we're in, Valentine's Day is going to be coming up next week. So people are going to want to express their love. They're going to want to express who they are. But again, you don't want to, even the flip side of the Leo is, again, being manipulated, right? seeing something that you may think is there, but it's not really there. People putting on appearances, right? The lion's mane, it looks good, it's, beautiful, it's grandiose, right? But it could just be an appearance. So you have to really make sure that you're diving deep in with this person that you, especially if you're starting something new. If you start a relationship in the past couple of days, you really want to look at that relationship, because it may not really be a relationship that sticks. I'm not trying to down anybody's relationship, but it may not be a relationship that sticks because of the energy that we're in. It's a time where you could be easily manipulated. Now, if you're in a standard, or if you've been in a relationship, you and your lover are good, that's great. It should heighten actually during this time as you get to, as your lover is getting to express themselves more, and as you are getting to express yourself more in a great relationship, y'all should be bonding even more, and strengthening each other's Leo, right? Strengthening each other's inner lion. Leo's dealing with fire, right? That's a fire sign. It's active. It's go get it. It's go make things happen. So people are going to be going to get it. People are going to be making things happen. But again, the flip side of it, the weak side of it, is people are going to be arguing, right? People are going to be clashing. People are going to be going at each other. People are going to be very tense. So you have to guard your energy, and you have to guard your space, and you have to watch the people, places, and things that you are around, because you could be easily influenced and swept up by this energy, especially on social media. You could easily get into fights on social media, banter back and forth, arguments, Sometimes it's best if you don't like a post, to scroll by. Real talk. If you don't like what someone's expression on social media, just scroll by. Don't leave a comment. Don't be combative, and I know it's hard. It's hard for me. Sometimes I do it on social media, more often than I would like to, but I always, or something in me always tells me to pull back when things are expressing, or I'll see a sign and symbol outside in the outside world that'll tell me to pull back. So with that said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a reading in the morning, and I'll be dropping it. It'll be real quick. I'll just be doing a quick weekly reading. If you do want to book a reading or a consultation, please hit me, Rob_Blackstorm on Instagram. You could hit me, Watson Rob, on Facebook, or you can hit me on email, robwatson7@gmail.com. So 3 channels. Please do not come to my inbox asking me for a reading. It's not free. I give a lot of free information. If you look at this channel and you see the work that I put in, especially on a lot of my earlier videos, a lot of research, a lot of clips. I try to show you where you could go to get the same information. And again, I also put my Cash App up here. Again, you got to put something down to show, same thing if you're doing deity work. You got to give offerings to your ancestors. If you feel this resonates, don't hesitate to give an offering. Even if it's $5, it helps me. I could buy lunch. I could provide lunch for my daughters. Things like that. It helps me pay my child support, which I pay out of pocket. So please don't hesitate to donate. This is a labor of love, but hopefully this love gets reciprocated as well. So again, if you need readings, hit me. I do readings. I do dream interpretations. I do spell work. Don't ask me to hex nobody. I'm not hexing nobody for you. If you want to do that, I will send you the kit and I will tell you how to do it. There will be a fee for that as well. Don't come in my inbox asking for nothing free. There's nothing free in this life but air, right? If I like you and if you want to work with me with pricing, I'll work with you with pricing. But don't ask me for nothing free. Straight up, though, I'm giving you enough free with this YouTube. Peace, power, and prosperity to y'all. Happy new moon in Leo. I hope to see everybody's lions mane strong. I hope to see a lot of kings in the jungle rising up over this next month. And I wish y'all the best. And as I wish myself. Peace, power, and prosperity to y'all again. Rob Blackstorm, I'm out.